Every new day that Sir Thomas Roe woke up in his makeshift home at Mandu, it became more and more clear that he was getting nowhere in his main task, that of winning a trading agreement for Britain's East India Company. And by now he was well aware of the reason. He was often with the Emperor, who seemed very friendly, but he was nowhere near the real seat of power. That lay, unseen, behind the throne, in the shape of a woman, famous in India's history. She was Jahangir's favourite wife, Noor Jahan. The many portraits of her are all imagined, since no painter would have been allowed to set eyes on the royal women. Nevertheless, she can literally be said to have ruled from within the harem. It's a common Western belief that veiled women, or those in parda, are totally cut off from the world. But to see them today, seemingly separate in a modern street, is to get perhaps the wrong impression. There were certain advantages to being behind the veil, as explained by a woman who herself grew up in traditional parda.
Conducting business face-to-face is not necessarily advantageous to both parties. And I feel that the woman in parda had a very special advantage because she was sitting inside, whereas the person she was dealing with, whether it was a businessman, whether it was a property seller, a landlord, whomsoever, was sitting outside. Now, he, of course, couldn't see her. And from his point of view, it was like what a modern telephone conversation is, so that you cannot observe the expressions or you cannot see what the other person is actually feeling. Whereas from the woman's point of view, she could observe everything about him.
Behind every beautiful carved grille in a Mughal palace, there were attentive eyes and ears. Eunuchs would move in and out of the harem with messages and instructions. Some of the Mughal women even owned ships which traded overseas.